What's going on, y'all? It's the kid J Nolan here. Now, for all my music and gear heads and equipment heads out there, I know it's been a while since I actually spoke on anything tech related or anything, gear related, as far as you putting together your sound system or putting together your home studios and all of that type of stuff, or iPad tutorials. I used to do all that type of stuff, man. But I recently got my hands on a Yamaha AG06MK2. As you can see the photo here. No, it's not just going to be on the photo. I actually have it in my possession. I've been using it for the last few days, but I'm going to break down, how I've been using it, the functionality that it allows you to do. And for anybody out there that wants to stream, or anybody out there that's trying to create high quality content and you want to get good sound on your content and you want to be able to monitor everything from your computer, this is going to be an excellent option for you, as it has been for me. And it has also been for my fiance, who has an even bigger channel than I do. So without further ado, man, I'm sure if you clicked on this video, I'm quite sure that you want to get into the specs. You want to get into all of the settings and stuff like that. So let's get right into it. So right off the bat, man, the first thing that you're going to want to understand when you get this Yamaha AG06MK2 is that you're going to need a microphone, right? As you can see, the top of my mic here, I have the Shure MV7, which is a really dope dynamic microphone, because you can kind of switch between both the USB functionality and you can also use the XLR functionality, right? So with a USB mic, with my old MacBook here, I could just plug directly into the USB port in the computer, pull up Logic Pro, just basically plug and play, and I can adjust my settings on the laptop. But when you're using it with this mixer, you're going to make sure that you have a XLR cable, right? And that XLR cable is just a standard mic connection. You'll see it in live venues. You're going to see it hooked into your mixer here. Any mixer that you get, period, is going to have a plug for that XLR cable, right? And it's going to go from that black port there on channel 1 all the way to the bottom of your mic, which you can't see in this photo, but just know it's plugged in, right? Also, another thing that you're going to notice is that there's a red button slightly there under in that channel 1 area, right? That red button is for phantom power. Now, the tough thing about getting this Yamaha AG06 is that they don't send you an actual plug to go into your outlet, your wall outlet, right? They send you a USB-C to USB connector that you can use, right? Utilizing that USB-C to USB connector, you basically have the capability of plugging directly into your laptop. Again, that's for older make models of laptops. I have a new MacBook Pro 2022, no longer has any USB ports. It's all USB-C. So I have to connect to this mixer by utilizing my Apple camera adapter. It has a USB port. It also has an HDMI port on it, and it also has a small USB lightning port on there, to where you can extend some external power from your charger if you needed it, right? What I ended up having to do was get an extra wall charger, and I plugged the USB into that, which now gives me the ability to power both the mixer, get the phantom power, which is going to bring out the power in most dynamic microphones, if that's what you're using. Some microphones out there don't require phantom power, but a lot of professional mics do. So you're going to want to have that red button on. When you go down from there, you're going to be able to adjust your gain. Of course, your gain is just going to be the signal that's receiving from your microphone. You're also going to have your peak, right? And when you go to your peak, you're going to want to have it in that 8 position, couple notches below 10. That is what they call the unity position, which is very standard. You're going to want to have that for sure. And from there, you can adjust your gain to see how strong of a signal you want to be receiving into your device, or receiving from your device, excuse me. With that, you're also going to have the capability to adjust your compression, your EQ, your reverb. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have the buttons to turn those notches on. They come with their own set of default settings, right? So if you want to manipulate anything with your compression and EQ and reverb, you can. However, you're going to need an app. The app is called Yamaha AG Controller. In that AG Controller app, on your laptop, you're going to be able to adjust all of your compression, all of your EQ. You're going to be able to adjust how strong you want your reverb to come in, all of those different things, right? It's not a necessity. You don't have to use it, but if you're somebody who demands a little bit more control of what you're doing, you want to have a little bit more control on your input signals, and you know, you don't want to have to do all your compression, EQ and stuff like that in post production. If you want to make sure that it's already taken care of when you're just recording, then you're able to do it utilizing that app. In the headset area, you're going to have that 2-channel 1 microphone for all of y'all that have those old school mics that have that little 3.5 jack that you can plug in. That can go there. If you have a lavalier mic that you want to attach to your collar or something like that, and you still want to run it through here and get a little bit more control on it, that's where you would plug it in. There's also a small 3.5 headphone jack, regular headset, standard headphone jack. But then you also have the 1/4 inch headphone jack up there at the top. It's going to be the same monitor on the headphones. All right. It just gives you the option of whether you want to use the 3.5 millimeter or the 1/4 inch jack. Now, be alarmed. If you choose one or the other, you're not going to be able to use both. If you plug into one, that's going to be the one that you play. You know what I'm saying? Because if you try to go and put another headphone in there, they're going to cancel each other out. You're also going to notice that there is a streaming out. So for anybody that's out there streaming, if you're out there trying to connect your mixer to the laptop and, you know, you want to go live, you want to stream live, you want to play audio, perhaps you have an amp channel or something like that, and you want to play audio and have good sound, right? You're going to want to go over to the streaming out. You have your dry channel 1 or 2, which is basically just for basic 2-track audio. You know what I'm saying? If you're recording as an artist, if you're going to be hooking this up and running Logic Pro, you're going to want to record using dry channel 1 or 2. If you go to input mix, that's going to be for stereo mix, basically. You know, when a dry channel 1 or 2, that means that it's either going to go into the right or the left. But with input mix, is going to be stereo. So everything going in through the signal is coming out on both sides. And then for loop back, it's going to give you the same thing as stereo mix, but you're also going to have the capability to run aux into this mixer, right? And when you run aux, you can play audio, you can play video, you could play something from your phone, you could play a video on your phone, and then the audio will come through the system and actually record while you're live. You know, it's going to give you a little bit more flexibility if you have external audio and stuff like that that you want to run into the system without necessarily having it come from your computer. Or you can plug the aux into your computer. You can do it that way, whatever floats your boat. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you, but you have the aux capability, but you're going to want to have to put it in loop back mode in order to do that. If you have speakers that you're going to be running on this thing, you're going to also want to go to your monitor out and plug those in there, the 1/4 inch to your speakers, your monitors. Good money. Now, if you're going to do anything live and you want to get signal from music and stuff like that to speakers, you're going to want to probably use the stereo out for that. Okay. There's other controls on here that you can utilize, man. Of course, you have the channel 2. You can hook up a guitar, MIDI keyboard, or a keyboard through this thing. You can control the signal on your guitar. You can control the signal of your loop back and your aux and everything like that on here, man. It's a very simple, very straightforward mixer. Nothing confusing. As you can see, it's not that big. It's very compact. You can put it in your bag and go. This is something for people that don't need 8 inputs. You know what I'm saying? You're not really trying to run something super robust, no huge production. You can do production on this thing, but again, that would be for a very small event, probably for less than 100 people, maybe 50 would be ideal. And I'm gonna be all the way transparent with you guys, man. One of the main reasons I wanted to make this video is because there's not many people on YouTube that look like me or look like us, depending on who's watching this, that are making these types of reviews, right? That's not to say anything against other people. I don't want to make it racial, but I just feel like for some of the content that's out there, it's always nice to be able to click on something of a person that you identify with. I'm not purporting myself to be an audio engineer or audio producer. I'm just saying anything that you need this thing to do for a very small setup, you're able to do. You know what I mean? You don't have to have a Shure MV7. If you have a Shure SM7B, any mic that you have that takes XLR cable, you're good to go. You're going to be running this thing probably less than 5 minutes, even if you've never touched a mixer before like myself. Okay, that's all I've got for you guys at the time, man. Wishing you all the best in your content creation. If you're doing like a small radio show, if you're doing an on-amp show. If you're streaming live on Twitch or YouTube or whatever it is, and you just needed some type of way to get better audio and you wanted to control it without having to run everything through the laptop, this is going to be an excellent option for you. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with. All right. It's Jay Nolan signing out. Much love and respect, y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.